Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me today on this lovely Saturday morning is Andrew Santangelo. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm doing very well today, very well. Phillies continue to roll. Big win over the Mets last night.
You feeling good, huh?
Eagles are back. Preseason football yesterday.
Man, fuck the Eagles. Fuck the fucking Eagles. I thought they broke my boy. I would have been a lot more angry at you if I
Because the
didn't.
Jets have anything to talk about with that cheap shot to Jalen
Well,
Hurts.
yeah. Quentin Williams said he was sorry. He apologized, but I was super pissed. But thank you to the Eagles for not tearing Zach Wilson's ACL. I
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem.
it. Only his meniscus. But Andrew, people of the show that have been watching, thanks everyone that does watch as always. I was kick off this Saturday edition. Everyone knows the storyline since August 4th. The worst run of my season so far. And now we're back to essentially even money, back to zero now after being up 30 units on August 4th. It's crazy. It's crazy to say this run has been as horrific as it is been unlucky at some points. Yesterday was I think it was 3-6. No, it was 3-7 because I was gonna have a 3-6-1 day. But I'll recap the plays here real quick. Red Sox first 5, full game over. Absolute shit loser for the full game over there. Disappointing. But the first 5, of course, doesn't come through. Red Sox win the game. I should have bet full game money line. Bad capping by me. Giants, Pirates, first 5 under 4 was a heartbreaker. Brian Reynolds fucking ball off his glove to cost us that. That was really brutal. Shout out to Wine Time Sports for watching and for giving us a little insight on Tyler Mahle. First 5 under 4 there. Cashes for us. Thank you, my guy. We had the over and the full game over in Milwaukee, St. Louis. That cap was just bad by me. Jordan Montgomery pitching a lot better than expected. Yeah, Seattle team total over 4.5 was the one lucky spot I got, and the other unlucky spot was the Oakland Houston first 5 under 5 there. 2 outs, no one on, and suddenly the Oakland A's give up a grand slam about 10 minutes later. So it was brutal. And shout out to Connor Mack and the chat for getting us all on that Baltimore team total over 3.5. A great look by all. But that's yesterday. We're on to today, 345 and 364 now, officially only up 0.07 units. And I didn't sleep. I literally have not slept, Andrew. Like, I don't know why I have not slept. I've been up all night. I've just been, trying to sleep, tossing and turning. So today should be a very interesting show, Andrew, a very interesting show. I've changed up my approach here today. And it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But are you ready to this lovely, exciting, fun edition of Say Hey Plays?
Absolutely. I think for once, I think the last couple times I've been on it's been a bad card, a lot of bad games. But I think today we got a lot of good matchups. So I'm excited to dive into today.
We do have a lot of good matchups, a lot of heavy favorites, and a lot of good pitchers. So it will be a lot of fun. Let's hit it. Say Hey Plays 126.
You're muted.
You can't hear me anymore?
Nah, I could not hear you for a little bit. I got you now. I got you now.
Well, all right, beautiful. Well, Say Hey Plays officially underway. I was about to say, what did I do to my mic? I've been in this terrible run of luck, Andrew. I was so unlucky that I got Chinese food yesterday. I opened up my fortune cookie. No fortune.
No fortune. That's definitely bad luck.
No fortune. I was like, oh my god, dude.
You might want to take it easy this weekend.
It's like, is this real life? Like, what's going on with me? Like, all of my favorite players on my favorite teams are just going down. I was like, oh my god, Zach Wilson tears his ACL last night too, but thankfully, again, only a meniscus and bone bruise. I was like, oh my god, this is just horrible.
You're a big Fernando Tatis guy too, right?
I'll say this. It's a good point. Let's mention that real quick. Obviously, Fernando Tatis suspended 80 games, steroids, whatever. Does cream, whatever he wants to say. I tell everyone all the time that I was the bat boy when he was in Double A, and when he was in Double, he was really skinny. He was really skinny, and the funny thing about it is, and I was like, yeah, whatever. He wasn't that good. He was really skinny, and then like just suddenly gets gigantic, and I was like, oh my gosh, all right, whatever. In the gym, and now I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I just kind of look at it side eye, but I at the end of the day kind of trust the players when they say like, oh, I fell off my bike. Oh, I took this cream and it had steroids in it. I tend to trust the players. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they know what they're taking. I mean, they got enough trainers going around. I mean, I think they know what's happening for the most part. It's to me, it's funny. It's the same apology for every player. Oh, I took it, but it wasn't hurting. I didn't know that substance was
Yes,
in it.
that's 100% true.
Even though they got plenty of athletic trainers or physical trainers, whatever, to help them out there. So all they gotta do is ask one of those guys on staff. But
yeah, how old is Tatis again? Because
24, I think, maybe 25.
I was about to say he's our age, right?
I think so.
So I mean, I could easily imagine me fucking up like that. So I'm not gonna rag on him too much. I'm not gonna go out and say like Tatis's career is fucking all a sham. Like that contract should be like avoided, whatever. It is the highest profile player to get popped for I mean, steroids, whatever we're gonna come back with, and saturated saying good questions. Careful throwing accusations around, Jose. Has your drug test come back yet? No, I have not. Mine has not come back yet. My androstenedione or whatever it was, my test has not come back. So you're right. But I don't know, man. It's just tough luck for that kid, and it's not really tough luck, I guess. It's just he fucked up. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna be interested, especially because all his teammates were kind of like, yeah, this is just immaturity. You fucked us once, now you did it again. Here we go again. And obviously, let's never forget. Then one of the craziest stories that people might not talk about anymore is that he got into multiple bike accidents this offseason on his motorcycle. Multiple. So I very tough stuff there. So whatever you wanna call him, people calling him a cheater, all that stuff. Yeah, he did cheat. So I mean, I probably agree with you there. But like I said, I think he'll come back and still be good. If he comes back and just has no power, that would be hilarious. But we'll see what happens. So let's talk about the games now. Andrew, this doubleheader is interesting. I mean, they got a great Brave squad against the Miami Marlins, but this Braves team has been a little, I don't know what the word is, just a little disappointing in the last couple of games. Hasn't been the same. They're 5-5 last 10. You kind of expect better. Maybe it's just magnified because the Phillies and the Mets are 8-2 in their last 10. But we ultimately got a very pitcher from the fucking Braves, Kyle Muller, who we obviously have to do our research on now, because Kyle Muller has not pitched in the major leagues since the 5th month, which is January, February, March, April, May. He's May. There you go. That's mathematics right there. And his first start, or I guess his last start in the minor leagues, was 4 2/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. And I guess he's coming back from an injury as well, because he went on the 6th, and then his last start before that was on the 14th of last month. So very interesting game logs for our man Kyle Muller. Maybe it's not all on Fangraphs. I do ultimately trust Fangraphs a lot. But he's 2022 stats is 0-1 with a 23 ERA. So I could really see why you would be on the Marlins here. I would honestly not hate, like Craig Wood saying, a Marlins first 5 plus a half. Yep. And of course, we believe in baby Jesus here. Jesus Luzardo is one of my favorite pitchers to watch. He's on my lefties top 3 list, probably. He's probably 3rd now. Maybe a first 5 under, but I can't back the Marlins with their bats at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, you're the Luzardo guy. Can you trust him through the first 5 innings against that Braves lineup? I mean, that's what would scare me. That Braves lineup is still pretty good. I know you mentioned they're 5-5, but it's baseball. Everybody goes through downstretch. I mean, the Braves have been the hottest team, or one of the hottest teams for a while now. So I think that's kind of just one of those mid-season things. Ultimately, I think they'll be fine. But of course, doubleheaders are always tough to sweep. I mean,
yeah, so the splits
this would be the one they lose.
Exactly. And Spencer Strider, or not Spencer Strider, Ian Anderson, I think, is going
Yeah,
game too.
after getting sent down, he gets called right back up for his doubleheader. So that'd be an interesting note there as well. So
It was very funny. Yeah, I need to double check because I don't know. I had some notes written down, and of course, my fucking the thing I rate my notes on fucking not here, so classic. But I'll say this: Miami, or I should say, Jesus Luzardo has faced these Braves before, way early in the season. 5 innings, 2 hit ball, 1 earned run, 4 Ks. Sorry, 4 walks, 8 Ks. So he does have success against them. A first 5 under look, like I said, wouldn't be that bad. The Braves 10th against lefties this month, 106 weighted runs created plus, and we obviously know how bad the Marlins offense is. So a first 5 under here would be my lean. By the way, of course, Bovada baseball still being a little screwy this morning. So I'm gonna cite Pinnacle lines and right now, and hopefully be able to tweet out the Bovada lines that I can bet here later. But a first 5 under 4 here at minus 107. I guess maybe, but ultimately, I think it's Kyle Muller is just not to be trusted here. I do trust Hit Luzardo, so first Marlins first 5 wouldn't be a bad look as well. So let's move on to game 2 here real quick. We obviously don't have any lines, so we might not be able to talk about it real fast. But actually, I saw on Twitter a couple minutes ago, right before getting on air, that the Marlins had called up a pitcher from Double A, and I needed to write down his name. But Andrew, why don't you talk about Ian Anderson real quick? Do you believe in Ian Anderson after being called down? Or, I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember. I need to look it up again here in a second. If he had any starts while he was there. It seems like he was only there for fucking 2 seconds. Yeah, he had a couple appearances, and his last 2 appearances were good. So that's – oh, no, these are in 2021, so he didn't even have any starts. So there we go. Yeah, he didn't even do anything. Right, Andrew?
yeah, I was gonna say I think it was last on what Tuesday, Wednesday, and that it came out when we were on the show. So yeah, I don't think he had a chance to even get a start. So I don't know what would be fixed yet. So I would be cautious with this game as well. Obviously, Marlins, you don't know who. I mean, you said they called up a double-A pitcher, so he's probably making his first career start. Obviously, Ian Anderson's been struggling, so we obviously got to wait and see what the line is. But right off the bat, with the way this one's going already, I'd say I'd be leaning over. I mean, you figure it'd be probably around 8.5 to 9, and you don't know what you're getting out of Ian Anderson here. And obviously, again, Atlanta's got a very good offense, so I trust their offense to at least get their team total off a first career start guy.
Yeah, and like we said, he's a double A pitcher too. So, and can someone drop the name? I fucking can't scroll through my Twitter
I'll
right
try to
now
find it.
and do this because I'm a pain in the ass right now, half asleep with literally no sleep. But this is the Jimmy the Bag Bond show. We fucking cap every day to make ourselves feel better. And by the way, shout out to the chat, of course, for you guys joining. Dami Gunn in here. Appreciate you, Unc, for joining. I love your takes as always. Fucking slam Tatis all you want in the chat. I love it. Ronnie Barton, I appreciate you. Mr. MDR. Dabby Cab, what's up, my guy? Dabby Cab, actually, we'll talk about his parlay here in a second because he texted me last night and he gave me parlay. He was like, "This is just like free money." And he's like, "I never do parlays." That's my Cab voice. So shout out to you, Cab. But I like it. It's 2 of the best pitchers in the game. I mean, you can always have your money and load those guys and feel comfortable. So let's move on to game 3 of this slate. Cleveland Guardians, Mitch White, Tristan McKenzie. Man, Mitch White. I don't know. Mitch White feels like bland toast at the end of the day. I don't know about you, Andrew. He just seems like replacement level pitcher, and it just makes me laugh. So his last start was 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk at Minnesota. I guess. I mean, is that really going to be convincing for you? I don't know. He's going to be in the bullpen for when it comes to the playoff times, but this the starting pitching matchup is definitely favoring the Cleveland Guardians here with T-Mac. His last appearance was 8 complete innings of 2 hit ball, no earned runs, 8 Ks, 1 walk against who? Against the best team in baseball, I think, the Houston Astros. So it is very tough sledding here for McKenzie because obviously we know what the Blue Jays offense is. However, against righties this month, 17th, 97 weighted runs created plus. So a little bit of a down stretch. So truthfully, my money here, be with the Cleveland Guardians. Now I'm gonna do some line shopping, see what I think here. Obviously, want to see what the chat says before we make anything official because we're on such a cold stretch. I want this unity of smart people together. Let's get these fucking bookies. Let's get back at them. So let's go together and try to figure out where we're on this game. Andrew, what are you thinking about this game?
Yeah, I really like Cleveland in this game. I like McKenzie here, and I really like the way Cleveland's been playing. Obviously, overtaking Minnesota for that first spot in the AL Central, so I think that's big. And so yeah, I like the Guardians here. The money line's minus 102. I don't hate that. That's not bad odds there. So that's something I'd back up there with Cleveland. And
Yeah.
I do like the under in this game as well if I was leaning one way. Because I just think I think Tristan just goes out there and dominates. And I think you're looking at like a 5-2, 4-1 type game.
All right, so I'm gonna officially move on Cleveland first 5 money line here. Then I've got it I'm looking at it at minus 106 on Pinnacle, like I just mentioned like 2 minutes ago. Fucking Bovada baseball is down right now. It's being screwy, so I can't get your first 5 lines and all that stuff. Actually, look, it's working right now. How nice. First 5 money line for them is minus 110. Of course, it's a worse line. So there we go, minus 110 officially for me. So beautiful. There's a first official play there. Cleveland first 5 money line. I think the Blue Jays are a good squad, but man, they have been rickety these last couple of weeks. And shout out to Dennis Garcia, who's been fading them often. Jimmy the Bag also fading them often. So they're doing a great job of fading their own baseball team. Something I have struggled to do at points this year. Baltimore. Tampa Bay Rays next game up. Shane McClanahan versus the newcoming DL Hall. First of all, what a name. DL Hall. That's a great name. First of all. Top 4 prospect in their system, and we know the Orioles system is fucking loaded, so he is obviously a big deal. A 98 birthday, if you want to feel old and shitty, Andrew, about yourself, that we're not in the major leagues. Lefty, very interesting. His last 2 appearances in the minor leagues. On the 7th, he went 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks, 8 walks. Sorry, that's backwards. 8 Ks, 3 walks. And then on the 2nd, he went 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 home runs there, 5 Ks. I did it again. 5 walks, 4 Ks. Overall this season, because those last 2 starts are not that great. Overall this season, he's 2-6 with a 4.76 ERA in 18 games started. That's not as good as I want it to be, but his K9 is fucking astronomical. 14.66, which is ridiculous. 114 strikeouts to 44 walks. His FIP is only a 4, so obviously maybe getting a little unlucky. But I think it'll be interesting to watch this game. The total is fucking ridiculously low at 6.5. I really wanted to bet the under here to kind of back the kid, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I think I would rather just take the Tampa Bay low team total against the oncoming rookie. Against lefties this month, let's find out. Tampa Bay, looking here, they've been shit. Wow, they've been really, really bad. Only 49 plate appearances, so small sample size, but 53 weighted runs created plus, 27th in the league. So you obviously see why this total is so low. So you roll those dice with the Tampa Bay Rays. I think that's the only way I would go here. A low team total, but I'm going to be watching this game because I'm excited to watch anyone whose name is DL. DL.
How about how low both team totals are? Baltimore's Baltimore's over under 2.5. Tampa Bay's over 3.5. Like this is some pretty low team totals.
Did you say 1.5?
2.5. Baltimore's 2.5.
Okay, I was like 1.5 for the full game. Oh my god. But yeah,
still 2.5 is pretty low.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Minus 110. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know McClanahan's been very good, but
and by the way, Bo Jackson saying McClanahan 4-0 against the Orioles this year makes a whole lot of sense. He's really fucking good. Yeah. He is really good.
No, with how good he's been, and the Rays they're in need of a bounce back win. I kind of like the Rays minus 1.5.
Yeah, and
at plus 116.
Yeah, we had. I just scrolled right by that fucking comment. Of course, someone said it in the comments just now as well. They like that -1.5, but the low total is the scary part about it. Like,
Yeah, I get that, but I think with a guy making his first career start here, you're going to be able to scrape off 3 or 4 runs, and I think McClanahan's be able to keep them to 1 or 2 runs. So that's a risk I'm willing to take there.
yes, and I will say this. I mean, it's a good point by our man Drip Skylark here. McClanahan has not been good the last 2 starts, I believe it is. Let's double check here. I mean, it's really been since the All-Star break, like he said. But you know, his first one was at Baltimore, I believe. Yeah, that's after the All-Star break date wise. 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs on 2 home runs. I still think it's a good start, but the last 2 in particularly, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs against the Cleveland Guardians, and then at Detroit, he gets fucking crushed. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs against the Detroit Tigers. So it's a telling thing. Can he bounce back here? Let's look at his. You know, maybe he's a innings limit guy or innings guy. I mean, right now he's already passed his career high. He's at 128 right now. Last year is at 123. So maybe we need to keep an eye on it. Maybe we keep an eye on it. I've been trying to do that with you know, my man Tony Gonsolin, and obviously that's not been working out for me. Thank God I didn't officially move on that Royals team total over 3.5 yesterday because of the fucking shitty books I was getting. But ultimately, I'll have to pass on this game, Andrew.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the Tampa Bay run line -1.5 plus
All right.
116.
Beautiful. A lot of love for that team total over. So I think that would be my play in this. And I don't hate your run line, but it's just such a small total that scares me off. Let's move on to this Cubs Reds game. And you know, I was thinking yesterday, I was like, there's like 14 games today. Who's not playing? And I completely forgot about the Cubs and Reds after the Field of Dreams game. Ashcraft versus Adrian Sampson here. This was just a ultimate pass game for me. I'm kind of a little vindictive, and I have a vendetta on these teams, on the Reds in particular, for not showing up for the Field of Dreams game, essentially. So I pass on this game, make it short, sweet, and simple. Graham Ashcraft, I guess, is the better pitcher of these two. Um, I, I just ultimately, at the end of the day, when I back Graham Ashcraft, I don't feel the best about it, and their offense is just screwy. 5 2/3, excuse me, 4 hits, 1 earned run, a home run, 3 Ks, 2 walks at Milwaukee, and then at Miami, he pitched his best game of the season, and of course, was against the Miami Marlins. 8 1/3, 5 hits, 1 run, not earned, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Adrian Sampson on the other side. Let's give our little boy Adrian Sampson here a look. By the way, whenever I think of Adrian Sampson, it might be just because of Ralph Sampson. I just imagine him being a fucking giant. He's 6'2", so he's not that big, but I always expect him to be like 7 foot. Versus Miami, so an equal opponent last time at home, too. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 home runs, 4 Ks, 1 walk. So yeah, it's probably just Ashcraft here on a short price, but I don't want to play this game, so nothing for me. Andrew?
Yeah, I'll probably pass on it as well. If I was going to lean one way, I think the under, just because you can't trust either offense. I do like Ashcraft as well. Sampson has a lower ERA, so I was surprised to see this one at 9. I think that's kind of high for this game, so I would lean under in this one. But ultimately, yeah, I'll pass as well.
I agree. Shout out to Slow Jam for joining us. I also had that Field of Dreams over. It was classic. I bet it at -120, so it was a fucking joke. And then it was -120 early, and then by my show, it was in, like, this is at Betting with the Bag, and then by my show, it already switched, and it was over at even money, and then under at -120, and I was like, all right, well, it seems like we're fucked today. They know that they don't have the juice balls. So yeah, no, I expect after yesterday, I expect the juice balls to be back. Well, not yesterday against the Performance, but yeah, I expect them to be back because that was kind of a sleeper game, to be honest. By the way, Tim Montana BX joining us saying Springer and Merrifield are doubtful as well, so a little better for us as Cleveland Guardians backers. That's fun. Padres, Nationals, Anibal Sanchez, Yu Darvish here, and this is leg 1 of my man Dabby Cabs. A little parlay here. It's pretty simple to me. I did it first 5. I think he's doing it full game. I don't remember exactly like I said, I have a lack of sleep. After the show, I hopefully will be going right to bed. So that'll be fun. And I'll hopefully wake up to some winners. I don't know. But it's the first leg. Yu Darvish is his guy. First five money line is super juiced, obviously. This Nationals team sucks ass. Anibal Sanchez, unfortunately, he's my guy. I love him a lot for what he does for Team Venezuela, but just seems to be not good at the end of the day. Just not good. You can get a -1 first five for -140, which is crazy. It seems like you're probably going to have to go up and up and up and see if you can get a better price there. But I'll pass here, but I will say that I will be riding with my guy, Dabby Cab, and I'll make that a say hey parlay. But we'll talk about that later. Padres first five, and it'll be the first time that I ever bet you Darvish first five because Dabby Cab usually doesn't let me. So we'll see what happens. What about you, Andrew? Anything on this one?
No, I'll pass on this game. I think all the stuff for the Padres is going to be too pricey, and this national team might be one of the worst teams I've ever watched. Like they'll be lucky to win 10 more games this year.
Ringworm sucks, man. Ringworm sucks. We talked a little bit Tatis off the top of the show for those people wondering. Hey, don't fucking take your cream with steroids in it. I guess this is the end of the story. Be smarter, Tatis, and stop getting into bike accidents too. Tigers, White Sox, next game on our slate. Another ultimately just a quick, easy pass for me. I say this often when Lucas Giolito pitches just to reinforce how disappointed I am in his season. I bet on Lucas Giolito to win the Cy Young this year. I thought he was going to have a hell of a season. 8-6, he's gotten better, I guess. I always see him at 6-6 and just pains me because I fucking bet on him and not like Justin Verlander or someone like that who actually has a chance, I guess. His last two appearances were good, both 5 innings, 1 run and 2 runs. But at the end of the day, there's just no way I'm betting on this White Sox team. And I don't want to bet on the Tigers either, so pass.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I'll go with pass on that as well.
All right, so pass there. Let's move on to Doyers Royals here. Brad Keller versus Andrew Heaney. Andrew Heaney, I guess, is just the best pitcher in baseball. I mean, I don't get it. At what point, Andrew, are we just going to be like, all right, so Andrew Heaney is just untouchable now and just not going to give up runs anymore? Let's see. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts now. 6 starts, and he's got a .67 ERA. 6.4. Excuse me. Let me give you your points, Andrew Heaney. Go ahead.
Well, he's got good starts. He's only got 1 win though.
Yeah, Klein. It's with the Dodgers. It's fucking nuts. I mean, he never goes deep enough to get qualified wins. He never goes deep enough. But I mean, his last 2 starts, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, none of them earned. Classic. 3 Ks, 1 walk against the Padres, against the Giants, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, 2 walks. I don't get it, man. I don't understand it. I thought Heaney would be a fade at some point, but he keeps pitching well. Brad Keller, everyone knows how we feel about Brad Keller on these parts. Everyone knows how we feel about this majestic body that we have on this mound today. I have to pass this game. It's not a -300. I unfortunately am not in the right mindset to be taking the -300 fades right now. So I'm passing on it, and I'm definitely not backing the Nationals on the -300 fade either as well, if you guys were wondering there. So a pass game here, maybe a lean towards the under, but nothing for me as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go nothing as well. I've said it, like when you get 2 mismatched teams like this, it's just, to me, not worth taking a chance in either one.
Beautiful. All right. And by the way, Lip Pick saying likes an under in the Sox-Tigers game. So shout out to Lip Picks. Definitely need some plays in there. I don't have any plays in them. So obviously we'll shout out you guys in the chat when you guys have them as well. Rue Rizza saying over in this Royals game. Cash that. And Daniel O'Leary, I believe that's how you say it. We'll just call you Daniel, saying Dodgers run line here. And Craig Wood, Doughboy Keller. I like that. I like that name, Doughboy. I like that. I might just start calling Brad Keller Doughboy instead of Helen. Who knows? And you're 100% right with the Royals bullpen. The Royals bullpen is horrific. So, and by the way, shout out to Big Show dropping in, and just immediately here's Tiger slander. Let's talk about A's Astros here, and boy, oh boy, what a fucking disappointing game. We talked about the A's yesterday about how they seemingly have the number of these Astros hitters for some form or fashion. Swerve and Irvin got to him. And then yesterday was another, Adam Oller performance that was pretty good. And then it all fell apart, and that first 5 under 5 blows up in my face with a grand slam from the Astros, which is disappointing, but can they do it again? Is Zach Lowe one of those guys that can do it again? I don't know. I don't think so. With a returning Lance McCullers on the bump here. I don't know how you feel about Lance McCullers. I always thought he was kind of a little overrated, to be honest.
I agree.
His curveball was not like it didn't do it for me. I guess I don't know. I actually saw him pitch in the minor leagues when he was rehabbing recently, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe. It pitched okay. He gave up a run. I was like, all right, whatever. But it wasn't anything like too special. He wasn't lighting up the gun. He never has really. So I guess if I had to pick a side, it's fucking the A's. But ultimately, I don't trust the pitching with Zach Lowe here. His last 2 appearances were in the minor leagues. 5 innings, 12 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 home run. Not good. And then again, he went 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs there, 4 Ks, no walks. So, ultimately another pass game for me. We can easily move by these big favorites pretty quickly. It's really ultimately dog or pass at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I'm intrigued to see how McCullers does today. I think, the A's is going to obviously help him. Yeah, it's going to obviously help him have a chance to go out there and throw a pretty good game against a bad team. So, no, I'm excited to see what he's able to do in his first start back. I'm always cautious because you don't know how deep into the game they're going to go. Obviously, the Astros bullpen isn't that bad, but again, all the prices here are too high. Even the first half or something like that's minus 310. So ultimately, I'll pass.
Yeah, I really don't think Lance McCullers should be almost a minus 300 favorite in his first start back. That seems pretty crazy to me. But ultimately, I'll pass here, like you said, and we'll move on. Very funny game to watch there if you guys watch it. Let's get to the main event. Everyone wants to talk about this game. You've got the hat on. Phillies Mets here. A fucking banger of a game here. I want you to start this breakdown because we're going to be on different sides of this. I know this for sure. First of all, this is the lowest total I've seen all year. A 6, just a straight 6 full game. Lowest total I've seen all year. It was fucking crazy to see. Aaron Nola, Jacob deGrom. I don't know if it's game 1. I guess technically Max Scherzer will probably have game 1, but this would be a game 1 in a playoff series against these two squads. It'd be a fucking great series. Minus 210 for the Mets is a little aggressive. I will admit, a little aggressive. They beat Scherzer yesterday. Who pitched yesterday for the Phillies? I forgot. Ranger Suarez, right. I remember.
Matched the 7 innings, 1 run.
I remember because I was like, Ranger Suarez, he pitches better on the road technically than at the bank. And so I liked him. I liked that look there, but of course I didn't move on it. Andrew, I hate to break it to you, but I'm looking at the Mets team total here. That's why I want you to start off with Aaron Nola. How does he pitch against the Mets? What do you think?
Well, that's one of his biggest knocks has been him in the big games. I know we talked about it last September down the stretch.
Yeah, he's a choke artist.
His numbers against the Mets aren't good in general. So I think this is a big start for him. I think he's got to come out and do what he's been doing all year. The 8 losses obviously looks high in his record, but all of those aren't justified. He's pitched fairly well, but listen, I don't know. The Mets are obviously going to come out hungry after last night's game. It took everything in the Phillies' power to go right. Obviously, you have Matt Vierling throwing out Starling Marte at the plate in the bottom of the 9th to keep it and send it in the extras.
Why are we going on that? Is that just like the Phillies are bad at defense? We have to go. Like they're just automatic.
You're Keith Hernandez, right?
Yeah, I did see that. And then I happened to listen to the audio for the one time for the Phillies broadcast, and it happened to be talking about that. And of course, I can't fucking remember your dude's name right now. The funny guy,
John McCarthy, John Kruk.
Yeah, Kruk. Yeah, Kruk was just sitting there, just like making jokes and shit. It was awesome. But you're right. I think the Mets come out hard here. I think the Mets bats come out hard because they're gonna be like, we got shut out by Ranger Suarez, guys. Really?
Hey, he's been pitching good. He's only given up 4 runs since the All-Star break. Over 28 innings, only 4 earned runs.
I mean, Andrew, I'm a big Phillies guy. You know
I'm just saying
me.
his ERA in July was 0, so you can't knock on the guy.
Sure. Good job for Ranger. Maybe he's bet on, but I think this is a Mets team total spot for me. I don't think. First of all, I think this game gets over. I mean, 6 is crazy. I'll say
Yeah, but
that.
I mean, think about it. You had Rangers Suarez. Like, which pitching matchup on paper is better, this one or last night's? You'd pick this one because Nolan DeGrom is more of an even matchup than Rangers Suarez and Max Scherzer. And last night was 2-1 in 10 innings. That's
You're
only 3
right.
runs.
Another good look by the chat. A couple of them here. Fireside saying Phillies run line here. I mean, plus 1.5.
Minus 130.
If that's what you're taking, Fireside, that's what I assume. Not the minus 1.5, but plus 1.5. I mean, you eat the juice there a little for the minus 130. I really don't hate that. And Andrew, you should keep that in your pocket for the say hey parlay at the end of the show when I give you or when I ask you for a look, because that's not a bad look at all with such a low total. If this is going to be a close game, Phillies keep it close, keep it within 1 run. I don't know. I kind of like that a lot. No run in the first inning. Let me look here. I forgot that Bovada Baseball is up, so I've been looking at Pinnacle for a little bit. So let's look here for the Phillies game. Sorry. Actually, no. It's actually still down because I clicked the Phillies and it says page not found.
I will.
So I don't know what that no run in the first inning price is. I'd love for someone else to put it in there for us, please. So go ahead, Andrew.
I will say, though, like, if you're not betting much on it, the plus 170 could be worth the risk. I mean, when you have a pitcher in Nola.
So you're just telling people to bet on your team with your Phillies hat on? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying like any pitcher. Like, even if like this was the way it was with Corbin Burns. Like, if Corbin Burns was a plus 170 against the Cardinals today, I mean, when you have a pitcher like that, it's almost, to me, I mean, if you're going to risk one of the plays, that's one of the ones to risk.
Yeah, I mean, not one person has said Mets in here. I mean, Johnny K saying 4-1 Mets, so he didn't say he's going to bet on the Mets, but that's, I mean, not a bad prediction there.
So
Craig Wood saying Mets team total, but no one's taking like Mets to win essentially. And obviously, it's super juice with Mets minus 210. So I'm going to move on their team total. I just let you know that now, Andrew. Team total over 3.5 is minus 110 for me, and that's will be my official play on this game.
It'd be pretty funny if this game turned into like a 10-8, 9-7 type game.
That'd be fucking hilarious. That would be really, really funny. By the way, no run in the first inning in this.
Yeah.
Minus 175, minus 170. Jesus. I mean, not a bad parlay piece if you really think about it. I don't know.
And I was gonna say, you got Corbin Burns and Adam Wainwright down the road. That could be a possible no run first inning parlay. We've done that on the show before. So
okay. All right. I'll write that down right now. A little nerfy.
I like the under in this game. I'm gonna go.
All right. So let me finish typing this out real quick. And we're playing the Mets. Minus 170. Thank you guys very much. Very interesting looks there. So I'm on the Mets team total. Andrew liking his Phillies. We also kind of like the over in this exceedingly low total here. So let's move on to this next game. Or do you want something real quick?
No, you're good. I was just gonna talk about a playoff series potential.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Mets. Who is your game one starter? Scherzer or DeGrom?
Scherzer.
Yeah.
No, not even hesitating.
Not even close.
Scherzer.
Okay.
No, not even close. Not even close. Seniority, World Series rings, playoff experience. That's all I need. That's all I need right there. I know DeGrom pitched in the World Series himself, but he was like a wee lad back then. Wasn't the same guy. Burns Cardinals here is like we were talking about earlier. This is another, potential no run in the first inning spot. Adam Wainwright, obviously really good at his ballpark in Busch, but Corbin Burns is just as excellent everywhere he goes. I love Corbin Burns. I think he's really become one of my favorite pitchers to watch. I love his just repertoire. I love his cutter, man. I really, really, really like watching him pitch. His last start was Cincinnati, domination, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, a home run, 9 Ks, 2 walks. What can you say about the guy? I mean, he's the, I don't know. He's helping keep this team afloat. Him and Woodruff, obviously, the law firm. Shout out to Adam Wainwright as well as we bring up his home road splits. Just to remind everyone, 69 innings pitched at home, a 2.47 ERA, 65 innings pitched on the road, a 4.43. His last appearance was a bad one against the Yankees at home. 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 earned runs there, 5 Ks, 4 walks. Obviously, when you see that walk total skyrocket, obviously it means that he does not have it that day. So I do kind of expect a bounce back here. But honestly, I feel like there could be a better no run in the first inning spot, potentially, maybe in Kansas City, Los Angeles. I don't know. I'll keep thinking about it, looking around here. But I ultimately will pass this game. I would say that I don't necessarily hate the Cardinals here at a home dog price here with Wainwright obviously pitching the way he pitches at home. Cardinals against righties this month, also second, 160 weighted runs created plus. So something to keep an eye out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't hate the Cardinals here either. Plus 122 there. And I also don't hate the under. Like you said, with how good Wainwright is at home. You know how I feel about the Brewers offense. I never trust the Brewers offense. And obviously Milwaukee's been struggling a little bit. St. Louis is able to overtake them in the division and won that first game last night as they try to open up a nice lead there in the division. So, no, I like St. Louis in this game as well.
Yeah, this is big for the division, right? How many
Yeah,
games up?
it's
How many
Cardinals by
games?
1.5 right now.
Yep, 1.5 games right now. Cardinals are 8-2 their last 10. The Brewers are 3-7 their last 10. So that makes sense. I have the Cardinals to win the division at plus 300 and to make the playoffs.
That's a good play. I like that.
Yep. So you hate to see it. And turns out Jordan Montgomery might be one of the better trades at the trade deadline too. So shout out to them. And shout out to me actually. I said that a couple of the trades were really good. Like Trey Mancini to the Astros was one of my favorite ones. And that's what it is. And Fireside saying we're no run in the first inning crazed. I'm sorry, Fireside. We're just looking around. We saw 2. Not trying to get crazy. I'm sorry. And Primetime said mentioning the no run in the first inning. Maybe that's what he was mentioning about. But yeah, no run in the first inning. It is one of those bets just to get the people in. It's a fun bet. But traditionally, the numbers say that the most runs or the inning that most runs are scored is the first. Which is kind of funny to say, really weird, but it makes sense with the 3 best hitters, So just something to keep an eye out. Something to keep an eye out. Obviously.
According to this no runs Twitter page, Corbin Burns is 9-1 on the road in no run first innings, and 20-2 on the season. No run first inning. Adam Wainwright is 8-2 at home and 14-7 on the season.
That's a good one. Someone, if you guys could drop that no run in the first inning in this game, I would like that. And yeah, Daniel saying I heard yes run is more profitable. I think like I said, it is the highest scoring inning, so it probably is. But man, it's ballsy. Just take balls. It's very balls. And I'll say this. I remember last postseason, I have a gambling group chat with a bunch of my friends, obviously, and the bet that they were all making, and I was not a part of this actually for once, was no run in the first inning for all the playoff games, and it just kept getting killed. Just kept getting killed and killed and killed. So yeah, yes run in the first inning is profitable if you can bet it. Minus 137. Thank you, Saturated. For the no run in the first inning in this game. So maybe that will be the say hey parlay today. Who knows? Maybe we'll have 2. I actually don't want to make 2, but we'll shout out Cabs as we go on. Oh, by the way, Cabs was the other side was Jacob deGrom first 5 money line. I forgot to mention that. So it was you, Darvish, and Jacob deGrom. Obviously very juiced. I looked it up on Pinnacle, and I got both of them first 5 money lines at plus 101. So it's obviously super juiced, and I wanted it. I think Cab told me yesterday it was a plus 120 probably when he looked at it, and obviously Bovada line's different. So just a heads up there. So shout out to Dabby Cab for that 2-leg parlay. Now, Andrew, I think you should start this next game off because I obviously have a little implicit biases here. Frankie Montas versus Cutter Crawford, Sox Yanks. A very satisfying victory yesterday, Andrew. Very satisfying victory. I will say that. The bullpen for the Yankees kind of imploded. Clay Holmes shit his pants all over the Fenway Park mound.
I feel like they always do that against the Red Sox. I feel like the bullpen always implodes for whatever reason.
And and people ask why I think the Yankees bullpen is overrated. It's because I always watch them blow leads against the Red Sox, I guess. I don't know. But Andrew, start this game off. Cutter Crawford, Frankie Montas. What are you looking at in this game?
Yeah, real quick first, obviously 10 games is still a big lead, but I think it's funny. A few weeks ago, we were joking around just like if the Yankees somehow blew the division. And I think at that time we were talking about it, they were like 17 or 18 games up, and it's already down to 10 games. So if that actually happened, I think that would still be pretty funny if they somehow blew this division lead. Because they're 2-8 in the last 10, so all of a sudden it's getting closer.
It would be Andrew.
Well, the worst part is, too, on this 3-game losing streak, Toronto's had 3 straight losses as well, so they could have had more ground to make up.
I know.
And got it back down to single digits.
Fucking Toronto can't pull it together. Yeah, no, I'll start crying thinking of it, just thinking how beautiful it is if the Yankees would blow that division lead. But shout out to Michael Orvalina, who hit really big last night and had a great night. Craig Wood, by the way. How about if the Orioles just came in and spoiled the party? How fucking awesome would that be? I love the Orioles.
That'd be amazing.
That'd be, I have I've obviously got 2 teams, technically 3, I guess, because I said that the Braves Mets are going to win the National League. And I said that the Blue Jays are the second best team in the blue, and I said they're going to win the American League to try to have a hot take, because saying the Astros are going to win the American League is not very fucking great. But I when the playoff starts and if the Orioles get in, man, I'm going to be rooting hard for the Orioles. So hard for the Orioles. And it'll be fun to watch.
I think a lot of people would be.
I absolutely would be considering betting against them, though. If that's kind of like the what is it? It's like the division quarterback. It's like when the Jaguars make the playoffs with Blake Bortles. Like, oh, it's a great story, but like you just fucking fade them hard when they get into crunch time. So shout out to them. Let's talk about this game, though. Sorry for getting on this divergent tale here. Mike M mentioning, by the way, thank you, Mike M. 23% of the tickets and 39% of the cash on the Red Sox. Montas is a scrub. I like the Red Sox today here. I mean, I do too. I do too, guys. And I'll be honest, it's scary. Am I going to take the Red Sox again here? I took them first 5 last night and fucked me. I should have taken them full game. And it's tough to say for me here, Andrew. Did you have any official plays here on this one? Just out of curiosity, I forgot. If you said it, I forgot already.
No, I didn't say anything yet. I don't know. I see this game being more high scoring. I think
same here.
Crawford, I don't trust. I definitely like the over in this game. I think over 9. I definitely could see like a 6-4 type game, especially with the way the Yankee. I mean, both bullpens really have struggled. So I would take the over in this game. Is where I would go with it.
Yeah, I took it last night, and I said, and then sometimes when I say stuff and it just turns out to be super wrong, and I'll just fucking want that show clip to be just burned, and it just burned because I said that whenever these two teams play, like it always seems to be an over game. It always seems to be super long, and it always seems to be an over game. And yesterday the game was fairly quick because pitchers keep going 3 up, 3 down, and obviously it was a super under. So I agree with you here. The over for me here is over 9 at -115. I will write that down, and I think I'm going to move on it. I don't want to double up on this game, so I'll also write down Boston money line, and we'll see at the end of the show which one I feel better about. And at the end of the day, I might end up doubling on it. So we'll see here. I'm obviously a super biased piece of shit when it comes to the Red Sox. Shout out to Longo Wick saying Red Sox money line. And by the way, Dominique Walker saying over screwed me in the line. It's fucking killed me too. So fucking brutal. Saturating asking how far the Red Sox out of the wild card spot. I've already mentally checked out of this Red Sox season, if you guys can't tell. So the wild card is dead to me. They are 4 games back. 4 games back. They are 2 games under 500. This Red Sox team sucks dick, Andrew. So it's not doable. I can tell you that now. Not a good Red Sox team. But Andrew, I don't know if you feel this way. I mean, I'm the ultimate troll, but whenever my team starts shitting the bed, my focus and all my attention just goes to hoping my rivals lose in horrifying ways. And that's what I've done. I just want the Yankees to lose every game now because Yankees fans are very sensitive nowadays after that Luis Castillo beatdown. And I love it. I love it. Makes me happy. All right, let's talk Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers. Thank God for the Seattle Mariners for covering that 4.5 team total at the 9th inning. That would have made my already catastrophic day. Not really catastrophic. It's been run of the mill recently. Already bad day or worse. They play the Rangers here. This was just another like bleh pass game for me. I think that obviously the Mariners win here today. Well, I shouldn't say obviously because they're minus 105, I guess. Well, technically they're minus 105 on Bovada, but that shit doesn't work right now. So we'll look at Pinnacle. They're minus 101 on our friends at Pinnacle, which is interesting. Marco Gonzalez, a tricky lefty to cap here. I always, when Marco Gonzalez comes on the bump, it always seems to just be an automatic instinct for me to fade him. His last appearance against the Texas Rangers was 3 starts ago. So it was after the All-Star break. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk. So I'm pretty surprised to see him such a low underdog there. He's faced Texas this year 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be his 5th time facing them. So a lot of familiarity. First time 6 runs, 2 of them earned. Second time 3 earned runs. Third time 5 earned runs, and then I just mentioned that 4th time. So I'd probably go with the Seattle Mariners here, just better ball club at the end of the day. And Dane Dunning is someone that I truthfully do not like backing in any circumstance. Home road splits for Dane Dunning are favorable. 57 innings pitched, 3 ERA on the road compared to a 5 at home. 3 ERA at home, a 5 on the road. So can you trust him? Well, that's ultimately the question at the end of the day. Go ahead, Andrew.
He's been pitching so well lately. I mean, last time out against the White Sox, he went 7 innings, gave up 0 earned runs.
1 hit.
Start before that, he gave up 2 earned runs, and then the start before that, it's actually a rematch today against the Mariners for him. He went 5 innings and gave up 2 earned, giving up 4 hits in those 5 innings last time at Seattle. So looking for a bounce back outing there against Seattle for Dunning. But no, he's an odd pitcher. He's been pitching fairly well this year. For the Rangers, and especially here as of late. So I think that's why this line is so close. But I wouldn't hate the under in this game. I like Marco. And I think with the way Dunning pitches at home.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I really do think that cold streak is that hot streak is gonna tail off here. So
it will eventually.
Yeah. Shout out to Sabino Anguano who hit the fucking Red Sox yesterday, my man. Shout out to you. I really wish I would have taken full game and not instead of first 5. So shout out to you, my man. I'm glad that you won on that. And yes, Myron Kidd saying Tommy Pham literally trying to save the Red Sox season by himself. I was really down on Tommy Pham. I was like, this guy, I don't know how he's gonna be. I really like Tommy Pham. He's grown on me. Maybe it is because he's saving the Red Sox season by himself. But shout out to Tommy Pham, my man. He is something else. And Ronnie Ambergia, by the way, mentioning Frankie did not look good in his pinstripe super debut. I see runs here. There is a proven track record of Oakland A's pitchers going to New York and the pinstripes just being a little too heavy for them. And they always seem to fold. Shout out to Sonny Gray. But ultimately, I'm going to move on from this game. I had nothing on it. Real quick, these guys, Dane Dunning is a righty, right? Because he's got lefty energy, but he is a righty. Yes, I wanted to double check and make sure. Seattle against righties this month, 21st, 92 weighted runs created plus. And let's double check Texas against lefties this month. Obviously, Texas against lefties this year was a trend. 17th this month, 85 weighted runs created plus. So not good either. So I guess you're right. Don't hate an under. Saturated also saying that the Rangers offense is tremendously hard to trust. They go 10 games in a row, getting more than 3 runs, and then have a game where it's tough to say, man. I really do not know what to do with this Ranger squad. And Paul Vu saying, I do love a guy that takes his fantasy sports seriously. I mean, I'm one of those guys. Even though I've already mentally accepted that this is going to be my worst year of fantasy football because I'm so focused on podcasting, on doing this baseball show every day, breaking down the baseball. Like this is all my focus is on. and this is why, and another reason why this cold streak makes me angry. But I know that mentally I'm going to suck at fantasy football this year. So shout out to me, I guess. Let's move on here to talk Diamondbacks, Rockies, Zach Gallen versus Jose Urania. Jose Urethra, as he's called sometimes around these parts. Another easy pass for me here. But truthfully, Andrew, I think I would go with an under here. And I talked yesterday about it. It's kind of tough to take unders in Coors Field, obviously. But Zach Gallen's a good pitcher. Zach Gallen's a good pitcher, and I think he can hold them down. And Urania, last time out, was against the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Diamondbacks. So the back-to-back obviously is a little concerning, but 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs off 2 home runs, 2 Ks, 3 walks. So super high, but I still think this game can get under here, Andrew. What about you?
No, I agree with that. I would like the under in this one as well. I don't think you can. I get it, Coors Field, but both offenses you don't really trust on paper. And I think Zach Gallen's been pitching very well this year, low 3 ERA. So I'd take that under with him and maybe a Diamondbacks play.
100% there. I find that to be fascinating, to say the least. This game, I'm going to write down this under, and obviously the fucking last couple of days have been shit. So I need to change up something of how I'm betting. I need to do something different. I can't just keep doing the same thing, I guess, and keep getting these results. So I'll take a look at this under. It's under 11.5 minus 110. So I'll write that down and we'll see if we get back to it later. Go ahead, Andrew.
Colorado won last night's game 5-3.
Exactly, yeah.
So I mean that shows you. I mean, an under isn't bad, especially with a guy like Zach Gallen on the mound. So I mean, let's see who started last night's games.
Who was it? Was Davies.
Yeah, Davies and Sensarella.
Yeah, fucking Antonio Senzatella.
So 2 guys with over 4 ERAs were able to keep it at 5-3, and then obviously today you get Gallen, who's got low 3 ERA.
Hopefully the bullpens aren't too taxed too.
Yeah, that's the other problem you got to worry about with these 2 teams.
I wouldn't hit a first 5 under here either. So there's your looks there for that game. Let's move on. Pirates Giants. Oh my God, Brian Reynolds so fucking hurt me so fucking bad. Oh my God, I was
love Brian Reynolds.
Oh my God, it pissed me off so bad, dude. Because the worst part about it was Bryce Wilson had the worst body language of all time last night with those games. Like every time a fly ball he got hit, he looked like he just gave up a home run. So I was like, oh my God, a home run. And it'd be a warning track fly out. Oh my God, a home run. It'd be another warning track fly out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like living on like a knife edge. And then he fucking another one just throws it right down the middle. He goes down. I'm like, oh no. And then just Brian Reynolds fucking fumbles it right off his glove for the third out. It was brutal, man. It made me so angry. I feel bad for the big Ragu because he was so confident on the play as well. And it was just shitty luck. So shout out to Ragu here. I'm not going to play this game. Logan Webb versus Tyler Beatty kind of feels like the same situation where you can get a first 5 under here, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not with the Pirates right now. They hurt me really bad, so I'll pass right now. There's no raising it in the near future.
I agree. I'll pass.
And yes, Craig Wood saying the weather does not favor fucking runs here. That always seems like that's the case in San Francisco. There's never any runs in this ballpark, which makes Barry Bonds just cranking dingers there. It just makes me smile even more. I don't know. I think they moved the walls back. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe people can correct me on that. Obviously, I'm not old enough to remember this shit if it happened. And Barry Bonds' career to me is mostly highlights. But it's just Barry smashing home runs in San Francisco every fucking day was just crazy to me, especially with how little people do it now. Next game and final game on our slate, a minus 110 each way for Dylan Bundy and the Angels here and Reed Detmers. It's really funny to me that this is minus 110 because if you just like take away the pitchers and you're saying minus 110 for the Angels versus the Twins, I take the Twins every time. Twins are just a better ball club. But the Twins against lefties are horrible. 121 plate appearances, 71 weighted runs created plus this month. That's bad. Just bad. And then obviously we have the Angels, and who knows what the fucking the Angels. Every time I talk about the Angels, I get more sad. But every time I talk about Dylan Bundy, I get suddenly more and more happy. Dylan Bundy, he's a prominent star on this program. Him and his bubble necks, and shout out to Kelly Bundy, of course. But of course, we all love this one. Hand in his pants, ready to go on a ready to go basis. But I like Dylan Bundy here, and I wouldn't hate a first 5 under here. We had it yesterday. Shout out to Wine Time. Shout out to Michael Orvalina and Noli Knows who were all at that game. I hope you guys all got together. But a first 5 under here would be my look. Bovada working for this one, thankfully. First 5 under 4 here is at minus 105 for me. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Yeah, this is a tough game. I don't know. I don't trust Bundy. He's got a high ERA. He's over 5, so I mean that's a guy you gotta be careful with. The over under 8. I don't hate the over, to be honest here. Again, I don't trust Bundy. I think he can give up a lot of runs, and obviously the Twins, they're hit or miss as well. And well, they're dealing with all the Carlos Correa stuff. I mean, you hear all that stuff come out yesterday. I don't know if you heard that. He's most likely to opt out after the end of this year. So
I mean, come on. I mean, when he signed the contract, I could have broken that news. We all knew he was opting out.
I'm just saying that stuff gets leaked as the team's struggling. I think that plays a factor in how the team goes out there. Obviously, then they start to question his loyalty already. So I think that can continue to go downhill for the Twins. So this is an interesting game. It's ultimately a pass game for me because I can't trust either team, and I definitely don't want to back Bundy up.
Oh, man, let's talk about Bundy real quick. His last appearances versus the Toronto Blue Jays, a pretty good one. 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a home run, 6 Ks, 1 walk. Versus the Padres, and this is the Padres before the trade deadline. So I don't even know if I want to even mention it. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a home run again. Man, that's tough. I guess I'll have to pass too. Reed Detmers has been pitching really well. He is not just a no-hitter like I thought he was going to be. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 home run, 7 Ks, 1 walk against the Seattle Mariners at the Mariners. And then versus Texas, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 12 Ks, 3 walks. I think I'm going to move on that first 5 under. No, really, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to fucking sack up here again. This is a spot that maybe I'd be a little more hesitant on, but how poorly we've been going. The Angels offense, by the way, against righties, excuse me. 27th, 77 weighted runs created plus. Both these offenses are bad. Let's get this first 5 under here. And by the way, good look for Robert Franklin. He's saying Angels first 5. Detmer's been balling. Paul Vu agreeing with it. Wine Time Sports saying Angels money line as well as neck as well. There you go. And he's saying Craig Wood saying pitching metrics even, bats favor the Twins. Interesting. Under for saturated as well. So I will move on it. I think I'm going to move on it. So let's recap our plays here real quick and then stick around. Craig Wood, I have a little story. It involves me drinking, and tonight will be interesting to say the least. So let's talk about these plays here, Andrew. I'll go first.
Okay.
It's going to be exciting. I think we can make the. We'll start with the parlay. Actually, we'll go this a little out of order. The say hey parlay, Andrew. I think me and you. I think we're in agreement here. A little say hey no run in the first inning parlay.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Minus 170 and minus 137 for the Phillies, Mets, Brewers, Cardinals. So that is the say hey parlay of the day. I will calculate those odds when Andrew is giving his play. But there's a little no run in the first inning action for us there. We always, try to change up the say hey parlay. We'll see how it goes today. Obviously, the record is not good. I can tell you guys that. I don't think I've hit one. Unofficially, I've hit one. I just fucking didn't tweet it out because I'm a donkey. But yeah, so say hey parlay action there. Mets team total over 3.5 minus 111. The Cleveland Guardians first 5 money line at minus 110. I'm taking the Yankees Red Sox over again. Riding with it again, over 9 at minus 115. This one's going to be tough to say out loud, but I'm going to take Red Sox money line at plus 122. I'm trusting Cutter Crawford. I am trusting Cutter Crawford.
There you go.
I need to say it. I need to say it one more time.
Right.
I need to say it one more time. I am trusting Cutter Crawford, and the Red Sox win today with their bats. I am trusting Cutter Crawford. I believe. Arizona, Colorado.
You say you're trusting the bats.
Well, the bats are the real thing. Cutter Crawford has been great, but it's just scary betting on Cutter Crawford because I know with a second I bet on him, he's going to start pitching like shit, and the Yankees offense is going to come alive. But that's why we have the over as well. Arizona, Colorado, full game under 11.5 minus 110. And I am taking officially the Minnesota Twins, Los Angeles Angels again. First 5 under 4 at minus 105 for me, Andrew.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go. I'll go back to the Red Sox game real quick. I'm going to do the over. I'm not going money line on either. I'm going to go over there at minus 115. I'm going to double up on the Cleveland Guardians. I'm going to take their money line at minus 102, or the game, not necessarily the Guardians. Minus 102 money line for the Guardians, and then the under 8.5 there for the game as well. I like that with Tristan McKenzie on the mound. I like the. I'd also what I say. I went with the Brewers Cardinals under in that game as well at 7.5 at minus 110. And then that was my last play there. That was my last official play.
And saturated. You're right about the fucking sketchy bullpens, Michael Orvalina. I should probably take a first 5. You're probably right about that. You know what? I'm gonna. Man, you know what, Michael? You're right. You're right, Michael. I'm gonna again. This is another part of being a good capper. I'm gonna take the first 5 under there because ultimately, you're right. Those bullpens are fucking atrocious, and I'm gonna trust Jose Urethra, who's been. I don't know if I could say trustworthy pitcher, but I backed him before and almost cashed. We'll not forget our minus 300 fade against the Dodgers, where he pitched really well. So, Michael, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's under 6.5 minus 117. I don't mind the extra juice there as well. So, thank you, Michael, as always. Parlay, one more time. Dominique was the no run in the first inning in the Cardinals and the Cardinals and Mets game. Excuse me. It was minus 170, minus 137. I calculated it at a plus 174. And by the way, I forgot. Remind me of why aren't we all betting the over in Atlanta Miami game 1? Because I think it was 7.5. Hold on, let me pull up the graphic again so I can be reminded real quick. Andrew, we'll touch on it real quick because that game starts here in like 5 minutes, right? 20 minutes.
First, I worry about the Marlins offense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 7.5 isn't that high of a number, but I'd be worried about what the Marlins offense can do if the Braves jump out early, puts the Marlins behind. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The Marlins offense is the big bugaboo, the big scary thing that you got to go with. And we mentioned Muller. I said that it's Marlins are pass for me for sure. Like I don't trust Muller at all. I think he sucks and I think he gets crushed. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Marlins did take this game and then obviously Braves win game 2, like you said as well. But I don't trust the Marlins offense enough to get like 4 or 5 runs, for example. Like I really don't. And maybe that is like a indication that this game will go over. I don't know, but if I had to play a side here, I guess it would be the over as well there. So shout out to you, my guy, for asking.
So it really comes down to how much do you trust Luzardo?
Yeah, and
like if you think he's going to get crushed by the Braves and Braves are going to put up 5 or 6 runs or even 7 and Marlins only need to score 1 or 2, then yeah, I mean, then that's where you get the over. So really this game, to me at least, comes down to how much can you trust Luzardo to pitch against that Braves lineup in Miami, which isn't that considered a bigger park?
You know, I don't know, to be honest. To me, it's a pitcher-friendly park just because I always see the fucking Marlins being horrible at offense there. And I don't know if that's a reflection of the park or them at the end of the day. By the way, you know, they're 10th against lefties, 106 weighted runs created plus are the Atlanta Braves. I you know what, Saturated? I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you, Saturated. This is one of those moments where you cap the capper. I will move on, and I'm going to put it in right now during the show. I'm going to move on the Miami Marlins game here over 7.5. I'm going to look real quick to check the odds here. I believe it's just a straight minus 110, but I want to make sure. Saturated, my guy. I'm going to be watching this game very closely now. Obviously, if it wins, it loses. I'm not going to blame you or anything, but I'm excited. I think you're right. Kyle Mullers is not a good pitcher, and the Braves are a good lineup, and I think they can get to Jesus Luzardo at the end of the day, but I trust you, Saturated. I trust you at the end of the day. It's minus 114. So let's move on that right now. So thank you, my guy. Appreciate it. Going to be fun. Saturated. Bless your heart, Saturated. I hope that my money goes in my pocket, and I'm going to be reminded of you tonight. Andrew, thank you for joining me on a Saturday edition of Say Hey Plays. You're going to be on frequently on Sundays. It's going to be fun. A little Sunday night baseball, Sunday day baseball with Andrew going forward as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. Andrew, where can the people find you at?
You can find me on.
And real quick before you go, you're eager.
You asked me a question. I was just going to answer.
I got two for you. I got two.
All right.
I got two. I'm gonna ask you this periodically, but how do you feel about the Phillies right now? How far they get in the playoffs? I want to ask you that and just update your status as we go.
How far do they get in the playoffs?
Yeah, because they're making it. They're for sure making it. Congratulations.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I always forget the new playoff format. If we are the second wild card, we face the first wild card, right? So it'd be us against the Braves, all 3 games in Atlanta, and it's best of 3.
I think so. Yes.
Okay. Which I take my chances with Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola.
Come on. No, you don't. They're such joke artists. They are such joke artists.
I mean, it's not like Braves pitching is that been that much better.
You are right about that.
I mean, we just won a series against Atlanta and then split the series. So,
okay. So they're beating the Braves.
We're playing 500 ball against Atlanta. It's a toss in the air.
All right. Okay, good. Where can the people find you at?
You can find me at AJ_Santangelo on Twitter, and then other podcasts, Philly Sports Now, and So You Think You Can Manage.
All right. So You Think You Can Manage. Have you had the Phillies manager on yet?
We've not.
We've not? Okay. Well, I'll
maybe
ask
one day.
you.
Maybe one day.
I'll ask you quite frequently. By the way, Andrew, so that concludes the baseball portion of the show. Thanks everyone for watching.
Real quick too, you also got to remember, since you like to laugh at it, the Phillies have I think the 3rd best record since Rob Thompson took over.
Yeah, hey, Joe Girardi sucks ass.
So
I it doesn't take me much to say former Yankees manager sucks. Does not take me much. But okay, that ends the baseball portion. Thanks everyone for watching that. Now this is the random debauchery nonsense. Tonight, Andrew, I have a birthday party I'm going to for a friend. And of course I didn't sleep tonight, so hopefully I'm going to go and sleep right now. But I think tonight I'm actually going to get a little lit. And Michael Overlina was saying like, "Oh, Fireball Jose," and I shuddered at that thought. But I'm gonna get a little drunk tonight, it seems. And tomorrow's show will be very interesting. I do not know. I forgot. I'm pretty sure I have a guess for it. I just forgot who it is already. Because again, I have not slept. And I'm gonna warn you guys now. You guys might get hungover Jose tomorrow morning for Say Hey Play. So definitely shoot me a tweet.
Twitter.
Jesus, I'm old as shit now. God. Shoot me a tweet late night, and you might get a drunk Jose response. Who knows? So thanks everyone for watching. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully this shit turns, and I'm confident it will. We just need to keep firing away, and it'll be fun. Craig Wood, I love a Long Island iced tea. I was first time I went to a strip club, I was fed like 6 Long Island iced teas, and I was like, "This is the greatest drink I've ever had. This is great." By the way, DX Filer said I tuned into the show an hour ago, and there's no show. And he said, "Say hey, where the hell was the show?" I don't know, DX. Maybe your YouTube just fucking you up, my man. We've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. We're grinding every day. You know what it is. Say Hey Plays 126 officially in the books. DX, I hope you enjoy the recap and the replays. Michael Orvalina, I hope you enjoy your day as well. I'm going to go get some sleep. Andrew, thanks for joining me, and we'll see
No
you guys
problem.
tomorrow morning for a hungover edition of Say Hey Play.